All right, live here doing a sound check here. Plover Black Sox post 543 Wisconsin Rapids Rangers. Doing a sound check here. Brandon Berencott, Ryan Rasmussen here. Senior game will start approximately about 7 o'clock or so, give or take. Sounding good here. Sounding good there. Excellent. Sounding great on all fronts. He's given me the thumbs up here. I like it. All right. All right, we are live here at Zaleski Sports. We'll get our starting lineups here for the Wisconsin Rapids Rangers. Landon Freeman to lead things off in left field, number 6. Jay Oswald will hit second and play short. Brett Simonson will be at third and hit third. Matthew Voller will hit in the cleanup spot. Ethan Dillingham hitting fifth over at second base. Justin Tibbetts hits sixth, designated hitter. Eli Graff will hit seventh and play first base. Jordan Sologowski hits eighth in center field. And Caden Shalinsky here will round things out here. He'll do the catching here again, Caden Shalinsky. We'll get our starting lineups for the Plover Black Sox. Kason Sager to lead it off in center field. Ben Gruba, the shortstop, he'll hit second here tonight. Adam Niskoviak, number 8, will hit third and do the catching tonight. Number 4, Kelton Opper hitting fourth at first base. Hitting fifth, number 24, Darren Grabsky, the designated hitter. Karsten Simonson will hit sixth and play second base. Zach Beekler will hit seventh and play at third base tonight. Owen Mansavage hitting eighth in right field. And Tegan Schmidt out in left field. He will bat ninth here tonight for the Black Sox. We'll take a brief pause for our national anthem. Starting lineups brought to you by Associated Bank, where in every market they serve, Associated Bank is committed to uplifting colleagues, customers, and communities to be stronger. All right, we are back here at Auto Select Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. They have complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select, and you're good to go here. And again, our starting lineups are brought to you in part by Associated Bank, where in every market they serve, Associated Bank is committed to uplifting colleagues, customers, and communities to be stronger here. So Rapids will lead things off again. Landon Freeman, J.J. Oswald, Brett Simonson, Matthew Vollert, Ethan Dillingham, Justin Tibbetts, Eli Graff, Jordan Selagowski, and Caden Shalinsky here. The Rapids order here tonight. And defensively for the Black Sox, you'll have Joe Shizik out on the hill here, the right-hander going for Plover here tonight. Defensively, he'll have Adam Niskoviak behind the dish. Zach Beekler over at third. Ben Gruba over at short. Karsten Simonson down at second. Kel Napper at first. In the outfield, in left field, you'll have Tegan Schmidt and Kason Sager out in center field, and Owen Mansavage in right. And, of course, the designated hitter here tonight is Darren Grabsky. Again, Sager, Gruba, Niskoviak, Opper, Grabsky, Simonson, Beekler, Mansavage, and Schmidt for the Black Sox here. This Wednesday evening out here at Veterans Memorial Park here, home of the Plover Legion baseball here. The 328 down the lines here, 372 to straightaway center here. And that'll bring up the left fielder here in Landon Freeman, number 6 here. Again, our Auto Select pregame show is brought to you in part by Auto Select. They are Stevens Point's best choice for auto repairs, maintenance, and tires. Complete auto repair services with locations on Church Street and on Highway 10 East in Stevens Point and on Schofield Avenue in Weston. No matter your automotive needs, look to Auto Select, and you're good to go. So it's 0-1 now to Freeman. Shizik getting the signs from his battery mate there, Niskoviak. The 0-1 is hit on the ground over to second. That's Simonson. He'll gobble that up, throw over to Opper for out number 1. The 4-3 ground out to get Freeman for out number 1 here. That'll bring up the shortstop here in J.J. Oswald. Shizik set the pitch to Oswald. That one is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 now to Oswald. Brett Simonson, the on-deck hitter here tonight for the Rangers. And that one swung on and missed, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Oswald. You've got, of course, Brett Simonson for the Rangers, and then Karsten Simonson, no relation. That one misses high, and it's 1-2. Certainly the Simonson name synonymous with baseball here. Going back to Chris Simonson, Matt Simonson. Swing and a miss, and that is the first Serpro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Joe Shizik. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the #1 choice. Cleanup and restoration Serpro like it never happened. So 2 outs now. And that'll bring up a third baseman here in Brett Simonson. Rangers' first 3 hitters all lefties here. A little trivia lesson there. That ball hit over to Opper. He'll take it himself. And the third and final out here to get Simonson. So a 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on here. We're through 1/2 inning of baseball. You're watching American Legion Baseball and Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
When it comes to vehicle maintenance and repairs, Stevens Point knows you can always put your trust in Auto Select. Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is often an inconvenience, but with locations on Highway 10 East and Church Street in Plover, Auto Select will have you back on the road in no time. Enjoy their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. Quality, dependable, automotive care experts you can trust in Stevens Point, Plover, and in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
And Rasmussen, our production, is always doing a great job keeping me in line, which is no easy task, I have to say. Again, we'll go with Case and Sager here, followed by Ben Gruba, Adam Niskoviak, Kel Knopper, Darren Grabsky, Karsten Simonson, Zach Beekler, Owen Mansavage, and Tegan Schmidt. And again, our starting lineups brought to you tonight in part by Associated Bank, where in every market they serve, Associated Bank is committed to uplifting colleagues, customers, and communities to be stronger. Ron Board out on the hill here. We saw Ryan and I guess about, 3 or so weeks ago. Pitched over in Stevens Point. He was our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player that night. Was Ron. That one misses high, and it's 1-0 to Sager. Board working out of the stretch. The pitch. That one misses inside high, and it's 2-0. I want to give thanks to Dahl Automotive. The Dahl family of vehicles has been earning 5-star reviews since 1911. Now we'd like to earn your 5-star review at their new Dahl, Honda, and Dahl Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealerships in Stevens Point. Learn more online at dahlauto.com. That is dahlauto.com. It's 3-0 now to Sager. The 3-0. That one misses downstairs. A 4-pitch walk given up to Case and Sager. That'll bring up the shortstop here in Ben Gruba. So defensively for the Rangers here, Caden Shalinski behind the dish here tonight. Brett Simonson over at third, J.J. Oswald at short, Ethan Dillingham at second, Eli Graff over at first, and in the outfield, Landon Freeman in left, Jordan Zaligowski in center, and Matthew Vollard in right field. And Board in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 now to Gruba. Adam Neskoviak, the on-deck hitter here for the Sixers. Of course, Adam, the Wisconsin Valley Conference Player of the Year during the high school season, so seems like that was so long ago. The 5-3 ground out there to get Gruber one away, and Sager down to second. That'll bring Neskoviak here. So Plover with a runner in scoring position. Want to give thanks again to all of our sponsors tonight. Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. For all of your tire and auto service needs, look to Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Great deals and tires that fit your needs is a sure thing to get back on the road. That's Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. So Board working from the stretch with Sager down at second. Pitch on the way to Neskoviak. That misses high, and it's 1-0. Adam typically the sort of the everyday catcher, we'll say, although he's certainly been utilized in pitching situations as well. That ball playable there, so the second out here to retire Neskoviak. And that'll bring up the first baseman here, number 4, Kelton Opper. Kelton, the, of course, Pacelli graduate not all that long ago here. Had a banner season. And Opper, that is going to be a hit, and Opper's going to drive in a run here. So the first run, Plover strikes first, and Sager comes across to score, and the RBI single for Opper. And that'll bring up the designated hitter, number 5 hitter here tonight, Darren Grafsky. So 2 outs here for Grabsky. Board working from the stretch, keeping a close watchful eye on Opper there at first. Fastball is in there. It's a called strike. It's 0-1. That one in there for a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2 now to Grabsky. Off speed there by Board. We mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show, Ronald, the Wisconsin Rapids Assumption product. Opper staying put there at first. 1-2 now to Grabsky. Pretty nice crowd here out at Veterans Memorial Park here on this Wednesday night here, early July, right before the 4th of July. Certainly plenty of Wisconsin Rapids Ranger family, friends, and faithful in attendance here. So Board re-engages here. The 1-2 offering here to Grabsky. That one hit over to third, and that one's going to be an E5 there on Rapids here. So Opper gets to second on that one. Grabsky reaches on the E5. And that'll bring up the second baseman here in Karsten Simonson. Fastball is in there, and it's 0-1 to Simonson. The 0-1 to Karsten. That one's going to miss downstairs. It's 1-1 now with Zach Beekler waiting on deck here for the Black Sox. Board's 1-1 here to Simonson. That one is swing and a miss. Simonson behind that one. It's 1-2 now to Karsten. And the breaking ball, and Simonson is down on strikes here for the third and final out here. But Plover does score first here on a hit. And we are through one inning and complete here. We'll move to the top half of inning number 2. Plover out front here, 1-0. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970 and 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and the Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
All right, we are back here. Wisconsin Rapids will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up here. That's Matthew Vollert, Ethan Dillingham, and Justin Tibbetts here for the Rangers here. Top half of inning number 2. Joe Shizik back out for his second inning of work. And that ball hit, and that's going to get out of play and foul to Vollert. It's 0-1. I want to give thanks to Infinity Exteriors. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality that you can trust. That is Infinity Exteriors. The 0-1 to Vollert. That one a little bit high inside now, and it's 1-1 to Vollert. Shizik going with the off speed. It's 2-1 now. 2-1 to right fielder Matthew Vollert. Shizik pitched the unblemished, or the 1-2-3 inning. That ball hit. That's going to get in the gap. That's going to be extra bases for Vollert, and Vollert will be in with a stand-up double here. So Vollert gives that one a ride here, and it's going to give way now to the second baseman here in Ethan Dillingham. The pitch from Shizik, that one is in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. The 0-1 offering, that one's going to miss downstairs. Muskoviak doing a nice job to keep that one close by. It's 1-1 now to Dillingham. And that one will miss, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 to Dillingham. That ball hit out to left field. That should be playable, and it is. That's Tegan Schmidt there to retire Dillingham for the first out here. The F7 for out number 1. That'll bring up the designated hitting Justin Tibbetts here. Number 6 spot in the order here for the Rangers. And going upstairs, Tibbetts swinging a miss. It's 0-1 now. With Eli Graff, the on-deck hitter here for Wisconsin Rapids. Shizik will miss high, and then it's 1-1. Shizik's 1-1 here to Tibbetts. That one is swinging a miss, and it's 1-2 with Vollert in scoring position down at second for the Rangers here. The 1-2 pitch, that one fastball, that one just missed, and it's 2-2. Certainly didn't miss by much, but either way, it's 2-2. And a swing and a miss, and that's the second Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Shizik. Again, you can call Jamie Wenzel at Serb-Pro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serb-Pro like it never happened. So 2 down for Eli Graff, the first baseman here. Shizik looking to try to get out of this. Runner on the go here. There'll be a throw down, and it's going to not be in time there. And Voller with a good jump there will get third. It's 1-0 now to Graff. That one's going to miss high, and it's going to go now to 2-0 to Graff. Shizik's 2-0 offering the fastball. That one fouled back, and it's 2-1 now. Jordan Seligowski, the on-deck hitter here for the Rangers. Should Graff reach here. The 2-1. That one's down low, and it's 3-1 now. Hitter's count here coming up to Graff. Top half of inning number 2 here. Plover out front here, 1-0. Each team with 1 hit here thus far. That one hit out of play. Count now goes full to Graff. The 3-2 from Shizik. And a swing and a miss. And that's another Serb-Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Joe Shizik. His 3rd of the evening here. Rapids does get a hit. They leave a runner on here. No runs, no errors. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 2 here. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Hello, Wisconsin. Phelps Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun. Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Phelps Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Phelps Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, we are back here. Bottom half, inning number 2 coming up here. The Black Sox will go with 7, 8, 9 here. So Zach Beekler, Owen Mansavage, and Tegan Schmidt here to lead things off here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Want to give thanks here tonight to Cheese Pleasers. Cheese Pleasers in Bancroft is a local hidden gem filled with all the finest cheeses, snack sticks, cheese curds, and cheese trays for Wisconsin's finest cheese. Stop at Cheese Pleasers right off I-39 in Bancroft. Aboard fastball, and it's 0-1 now to Beekler, the third baseman here tonight for the Black Sox. Board's 0-1. That one in there for a called strike. It's quickly 0-2 now to Beekler. That ball hit over to first, and nice play there made over at first. That's Eli Graff there to retire Beekler for the first out here for Plover. That'll bring up the right fielder here tonight in number 13, Owen Mansavage. And that one is going to be hit out of play and foul by Mansavage there. So it's 0-1 now to Owen. Board's 0-1 to Mansavage. That's going to miss high and in, and it's 1-1 now. That one going to be hit out of play and foul. Ron Board, as we mentioned, was our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player back on June 16th. Little trivia there in case anybody asks you. I don't know that anybody will, but if they do, you will answer that correctly. It's 2-2 now to Mansavage. Ryan remembers that, I think. Perhaps. Slightly. Just a mere 17 days ago. That fastball, Mansavage gives that one a ride out to center field, playable. And Mansavage, the F8 for out number 2 here. That's Jordan Seligowski there to make the play. And that'll bring up the left fielder here in Tegan Schmidt. That one hit on the ground over to second and unable to make the play there. So we're going to say error or hit. We're going to collaborate. They're going to go with a hit, so that'll be a hit, it looks like, according to the scoreboard here. So Schmidt will reach there, the base hit. The 2-out single for Tegan Schmidt, back to the top of the order in Kason Sager, who walked and scored a run back in the first. Fastball misses inside to Sager, and it's 1-0. Board working from the stretch here. Keeping an eye on Schmidt. Schmidt on the move here. There'll be a throw down to second, and Schmidt will be in with the sliding stolen base. He'll get second base on that one, Will Teagan. Meanwhile, it's 2-0 now to Sager. So Plover now with another runner in scoring position here. Again, they lead early goings here, bottom half inning number 2. 1-0, that one is going to be in there for called strike, and it's 2-1. That ball hit out to right. That'll be down for a base hit, and that should drive in a run, and it will. And Sager coming across to score. Schmidt coming in to score that. Sager with the RBI single on that. So Sager the RBI single here to drive in Schmidt. Plover now with 2 on the board here. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 2, hitting Ben Gruba. He grounded to third back in the first. Sager on the move, throw down, and he will be in with a stolen base. So Sager now in scoring position here with 2 outs. And a 1-0 count here to Gruba. That one misses. It's 2-0 now. Now it's 3-0. So Sager in scoring position. Plover strikes first here. 2 runs on the board here. And then it'll be a walk given up here to Gruba. So 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the catcher here in Adam Neskoviak. I want to give thanks here tonight to all of our game day sponsors. Whitetail Properties. Whitetail Properties Real Estate is your premier hunting land, farmland, and recreational land broker. If you're looking to buy or sell, Central Wisconsin agents are Brian and Evan Roosh at whitetailproperties.com. That is whitetailproperties.com. So Neskoviak 0 for 1 here tonight. Flew out to short back in the first. Sager on the move. Be throw down, and they're not going to get the speedy Sager over there. He'll steal another base here. Gruba will get down to second on that one. Hits likely scores 2, one would have to surmise, right? Good use of the word surmise. That one hit, and that one is snagged there at second base, and a nice play made there by Ethan Dillingham. So Plover does get another run here, so they remain 2-0 our score. We'll move to the 3rd inning of play here. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
And the most important of those things is to have the ability to do things and treat patients in such a way that you're that you're able to do things in such a way that you're controlling the decisions that are made, and you have that ability to change things when you feel like they're not the best things for you or for your patients, and that's really important.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto. Simple.
All right, we are back here. 3rd inning coming up here. Plover out front here, 2-0. Wisconsin Rapids will send up 8, 9, and 1 here. That's Jordan Zelikowski and Caden Shalinsky, followed by the top of the order with Landon Freeman here. And Joe Shizik back out for inning number 3 here for the Black Sox. I want to give thanks here tonight to Little Scholars Childcare. Little Scholars and Little Scholars Beginnings are 2 beautiful childcare And preschools in Stevens Point offering early child learning for infants through 4K. You'll find great facilities and a comfortable environment to help your child grow. Visit littlescholars.com. That is littlescholars.com. So Seligowski here to lead things off here in the third. Four hits between the two teams. Plover with the 3 base hits. Rapids with the 1. That one's going to miss, and it's 1-0 to Jordan. Shizik's 1-0. That one in there, it's a called strike, and it's 1-1. That ball hit out of play, and that's going to go foul now. So Shizik up in the count here, 1-2. The 1-2, that one is unable to get there. Simonson laying out for it. That's going to be a base hit for Seligowski. And that'll bring up the catcher, the number 9 hitter here in Caden Shalinsky. And then back to the top of the order here for Rapids, Wisconsin Rapids here. They trail by 2 here in this third inning here tonight. Shizik's pitch misses down, and it's 1-0 now to Shalinsky. And Shizik will check back on Seligowski there at first. Kelton Opper over there at first. Pitch on the way. That one fouled back, and it's 1-1 now to Caden. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill, or learn more online at nicolaybank.com. The 1-1 here to Shalinsky, then bunt being shown, and a bunt. Shizik will go to 1 on that one, and Seligowski will move to second on that one. So the 1-3 there to get Seligowski across to second. One away back to the top of the order, and Landon Freeman, the left fielder here. Landon is 0 for 1 tonight, grounded to second back in the first. So the 4-3 ground out for Freeman. Rapids now the runner in scoring position, and breaking ball in there. It's 0-1 now to Freeman, with Seligowski at second. The pitch to Freeman, that one's going to miss, and it's going to go 1-1 now to Landon. J.J. Oswald, the on-deck hitter here for the Rangers. Good night here for some American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports. That one is going to get Freeman, so he will reach on the hit by pitch. So a couple of runners aboard, one away, and J.J. Oswald, who is 0 for 1 here tonight, struck out back in the first. That one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to Oswald. And as we mentioned in our Stevens Point Auto Select pregame show here tonight, pretty nice crowd out here on a Wednesday night. Certainly Good night for some American Legion baseball here, just on the cusp of the 4th of July holiday here. That ball lined into right field. That's a base hit. And bases will now be loaded here, so Oswald, the base hit here. So you've got bases loaded, 1 out now, and Brett Simonson coming up. Brett grounded out, the unassisted ground out over to first back in the first. So a couple hits here thus far in this half inning here for the Rangers. And that ball hit pretty well out to right field, going back on it, and the play will be made. Tag will be, so that will get the first run across here for the Rangers. That's Seligowski to score here on Simonson's sac fly, the second out here. So runners at the corner. You've got Freeman down at third. Oswald down at first. And that one hit out to center field. Sager is there, and he will make the play, the F8, to retire Vollard here, but Rapids will come across with the run here in their half of inning number 3. 2-1 our score here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 3. You're watching American Legion baseball here on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
For the best food in town, look no further than Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. This locally owned, 50s-themed diner loves to support their community while providing a full menu of breakfast and lunch options, along with all-day breakfasts and Friday fish fry. Enjoy a fun, family atmosphere with delicious meals made from scratch, including skillets and tasty burgers. Dine in or take out is welcome, Mondays through Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Treat yourself to a mouth-watering experience at the Rock and Roll Cafe on Stanley Street in Stevens Point.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
All right, we are back here, bottom half of inning number 3 coming up here for Plover. They'll have 4, 5, and 6 coming up with Kelt Knopper, Darren Grabsky, and Karsten Simonson here. So 4, 5, and 6 for the Black Sox. Out front here, 2-1. Rapids able to play to run in their half of inning number 3. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here tonight. Home Furniture, fill your home with the best from Home Furniture. Sofas, sectionals, beds, recliners, lighting, tables, rugs, and so much more. Home Furniture with locations on Grand Avenue in Wisconsin Rapids and on Post Road in Plover. That's Home Furniture. So Board back out for his 3rd inning of work here. Kelt Knopper 1 for 1 here tonight, had the RBI single back in inning number 1. And that one misses now, and it's 2-0 to Hopper. Board's 2-0 pitch, fastball, that's going to miss outside, and it's 3-0 now. Darren Grabsky, the on-deck hitter here for the Black Sox. They have the 1-run lead here. That is taken all the way, and Hopper, it's 3-1 now to Hopper. The 3-1 pitch, that one hit over to third, and the play will be made there. The 5-3 ground out to get Kelt Knopper for out number 1 there. That was Brett Simonson there to make the play there. So 1 away, and Darren Grabsky coming up. He reached on an error back and in inning number 1 here tonight for Plover. Fastball is in there to Grabsky, and it's 0-1. Off speed misses, and it's 1-1 now to Darren. Grabsky fouling that one back. He's behind in the count here now, 1-2. Second baseman Karsten Simonson on deck here for Plover. Plover out front here, 2-1. Early going. That ball hit in the air, out to left, playable, and the play will be made out in left field. The F7 to retire Darren Grabsky for the second out here. That's Landon Freeman there to make the play for the Rangers, and that'll bring up the second baseman and Karsten Simonson, 0 for 1 here tonight. And Board, this is high and out on that one. It's 1-0. So Board with a one Serb Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Ron Board. It's 1-1 now to Simonson. 1-1 to Karsten Simonson. That one's going to miss down low, and it's 2-1. Board's 2-1. That's going to skip away and get away, and it's 3-1. Hitters count now coming up to the left-handed hitting second baseman Karsten Simonson. That ball hit out to left, but the play is going to be made out there and left. So a 3-up, 3-down inning here for Rangers. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on here. We are through 3 innings now. We'll move to the top half of inning number 4. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Meda Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at medacustom.com.
I got referred to the orthodontist and I was really nervous, but in my 2-year process, the staff was very welcoming and very kind to me. My brother also had treatment here and he was very happy with the smile. I'd recommend Ruth Orthodontics to all my friends and family that want a beautiful smile just like us.
When I come in for my appointment, the wait is really short. All of the workers are very kind and sweet. They try to make sure that everything in my mouth is just right after my checkup, and Dr. Bruce is very nice.
I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
All right, we are back here. Top half of inning number 4. Rapids sending up 5, 6, and 7. That's Ethan Dillingham here. Ethan is 0 for 1 here tonight. Flew out to left field back in the second here. That one fouled out of play. And it's 0-1 now to Dillingham. Joe Shizik out for his 4th inning of work here tonight. He's got his team out in front here, a 1-run advantage here over Wisconsin Rapids. It's 0-2 now to Dillingham. That one's going to miss down low, and Niskoviak doing a nice job to keep that one in front of him there. It's 1-2 now to Dillingham. The 1-2. And that one will miss, and it'll go even at 2-2 now. Justin Tibbetts on deck here for Rapids. The 2-2. Hit on the ground over to third. And Opper able to scoop that out of there. The 5-3 ground out to get Ethan Dillingham for out number 1. That was Zach Beekler there to make the play over at third. And that'll bring up the 6th hitter here tonight, designated hitter Justin Tibbetts, who is 0 for 1 here tonight, struck out back in inning number 2. And a swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to Tibbetts. That one's going to miss, and it's going to go 1-1 now. Game, I would say, moving along pretty briskly here thus far. The 6 hits between the two squads here, 3 apiece. That one's going to miss down low, and it's 2-1 now to Tibbetts. Wisconsin Rapids, of course, hosting that Wisconsin Rapids Legion tournament this past weekend over in Wisconsin Rapids at their really nice complex over there. Even at 2-2 now to Tibbetts. The pitch from Shizik, and that one hit on the ground over to second. And Simonson will make the play there, and it's 4-3 ground out to retire Justin Tibbetts for out number 2. And that'll bring up the first baseman here, and Eli Graff, 0 for 1 here tonight. Eli struck out back in the second. And Shizik misses high, and it's 1-0. Jordan Selikowski, the on-deck hitter here for Rapids. He has 1 of 3 hits for the Rangers. That one is in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1 to Graff. The 1-1. That one hit in the air, playable in center field. That's, beg your pardon, that's going to, in right field, that's Man Savage there. So the F9 to get Graff in a 3-up, 3-down inning here. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 4. Plover with the 2-1 lead here. Bottom 4 coming up. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
And we are back here. Bottom 4 coming up. Zach Beekler, Owen Mansavage, and Tegan Schmidt. So 7, 8, 9 coming up here. Want to give thanks to the Ridgetop Exteriors. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. So Ron Board back out for the 4th inning of work here. It's 1-0 now to Beekler. That one's going to miss high. It's 2-0. The 2-0 from Board to Beekler. That one will miss down, and it's 3-0 now to Zach. 3-0 from Board to Beekler. That one, a fastball take all the way. That's in there, and it's now 3-1 hitters count here for Zach Beekler. And Beekler will draw the base on ball here in the 4th. That's the third walk here surrendered by Ron here. That'll bring up Owen Mansavage, the right fielder, 0 for 1 here tonight. Owen flew out to center field back in the 2nd. Board working from the stretch. He'll keep a close eye there on Beekler and throw over to Graff there at first. That one in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to Mansavage. The 0-1 Board will step off here and regather himself, as they say. It's 0-1. The 0-1 from Board, that's a bunt shown. That's going to be bunted foul. And the count will go to 0-2 now. So a souvenir, presumably for someone. Those are always good for some tokens up here in the booth. Gotta earn one of those one of these days here. That one will stay. So no token on that one. That stays in play. It remains 0-2. Certainly a fair amount of tokens dispersed here out at the old Veterans Memorial Park here in Plover. They have a nice supply of those, and Craig was talking about their stash of raffle tickets there. No shortage of those. That ball hit out to right field, coming in on it, and the play will be made in right. The F9 to get Mansavage for the first out here. That was Matthew Vollard out there, and that'll bring up Tegan Schmidt here is 1 for 1 here tonight. Singled, stole a base, and scored a run back in the 2nd. With 1 out here. And it'll be back to the top of the order here for the Black Sox. Lights on out here. What some bluish type clouds we'll say. I don't know if you'd qualify those as cumulus, cirrus, or none of the above. I didn't necessarily study clouds all too well. That one's going to miss, and it's going to go now to 2-0 to Schmidt. Ryan here, I think, has, though. I suspect you were an expert on cloud formations. Had to have been. The 2-0 here from Board. Breaking ball, that one is in there for a called strike, and it's 2-1 now to Schmidt. Two and 1 to Tegan Schmidt. 1 out here, bottom of 4. And that one going to push the count now to even at 2-2. Board from the stretch, the 2-2. And that one will miss, and it's going to go full now to Tegan. Both teams here still with 3 hits apiece. Plover with the advantage in the run column by 1. That one going to get out of play and go foul. The 3-2 to Schmidt. Beekler on the move. That's going to be ball 4, and Schmidt's going to draw the walk. And that'll bring up the center fielder, top of the order here in Kaysen Sager, who is 1 for 1 here tonight. An RBI single and a couple of stolen bases back in the second, and then he walked and scored a run back in the first. He on the ground over to third, and he'll hop on third, make the throw over to first. They're not going to be in time, but they will get the force there at third. Ball hit pretty darn sharply there, but they'll get Beekler there on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Ben Gruba. Ben is 0 for 1 here tonight. Grounded to third back in the first, and then he walked back in the second. I want to give thanks to Stevens Point Orthopedics. Stevens Point Orthopedics is proud to provide complimentary sports physicals to Central Wisconsin athletes this summer. Call 715-344-0701 to schedule your appointment. That's 715-344-0701. So 2 outs here, couple runners on for Plover. The pitch here to Gruba. That one is going to catch the strike zone, and it's 1-1 now to Ben. Adam Niskoviak awaiting on deck here for the Black Sox. And that one will miss, and it's 2-1 now to Gruba. For a moment, almost thought maybe he was showing bunt. It's 2-1. The 2-1 to Gruba, that one's downstairs. It's 3-1 coming up. Hitters count to Gruba. Fastball hit on the ground in the hole. That's going to be a tough play. He'll throw across, and he's not going to be able to make the play, and a run's going to score here. And Sager will get down to third on that. Schmidt will score, so 3 runs now for Plover. Gruba reaches on the error there, so runners at the corner here, and Adam Niskoviak coming up. Adam is 0 for 2 here tonight. Flew out to short back in the first, and then lined to second back in the second here. Board checks back on Gruba at first. The pitch from Board to Niskoviak. And that one's going to miss. And it's 1-0 now. Gruba, the lead there. That ball hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit for Niskoviak. That's going to drive in a run. So Sager will score on that. So the 4th run coming across here for Plover, the RBI single for Niskoviak. So Gruba goes to second, Niskoviak at first. 2 away, and that'll bring up Kel Knopper, who is 1 for 2 here tonight. RBI singled back in the first and grounded to third back in the third. It looks like maybe a pinch or courtesy runner, perhaps. I believe that might be Henry Roth. 19. So it's 1-0 now to Opper. Fastball is in there, and it's 1-1. So Plover now with a 4-1 lead here, bottom half inning number 4 here. The 5 hits here thus far. Board trying to work his way out of inning number 4 here with a runner in scoring position with Gruba down at second. That one it's away, and it's 2-1 now to Opper. The 2-1. And Opper unable to, they'll check to see, not able to check that swing, and it's 2-2 now to Kelton. Board's 2-2 offering, runner on the move, and a swing and a miss. And Opper will be down on strikes for the third and final out here, but the Black Sox do get a couple of runs here on a hit and an error here, and a couple left on here. We'll move to the top half of inning number 5 here. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
In every department at Dull Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dull Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dull Auto, simple.
Shuda Funeral Home in Stevens Point and Plover is your local, family-owned and operated funeral home, providing families with compassionate, individualized, and affordable services when you need it most. The loss of a loved one is a difficult fact of life that Shuda Funeral Home will ensure you won't have to face alone. Shuda Funeral Home will guide you through the process from in-person visitations to creating obituaries and tributes. Pre-planning can also be a great way to ease these topics for your family. Learn more at shudafuneral.com or bring your questions and stop in.
All right, we are back here. Inning number 5 coming up here, 8, 9, and 1 here for Rapids. It's a Jordan Selagowski, Caden Shalinsky, and then back to the top of the order, and Landon Freeman. Joe Shizik back out for the 5th. Surrendered the 3 hits here thus far in 4+ innings for Plover. Fastball, that one is going to be in there for a base hit, so lined into center field. A second hit here tonight for Selagowski. And that'll bring up the catcher in Caden Shalinsky. A sack bunt back in the 3rd. Fastball from Shizik. It's in there, and it's 0-1 now to Shalinsky. The 0-1 from Shizik. That one's going to be fouled back, and it's 0-2 now to Caden. The 0-2. That one's going to miss inside, and runner will stay put there. I give thanks to the Rock and Roll Cafe. Find a great variety of breakfast options at the Rock and Roll Cafe. Breakfast, lunch, Friday fish fry, and service with a smile. Open daily for breakfast and lunch. Only on Stanley Street in Stevens Point. And that is in there for a called strike, and it's another Serve Pro Jamie Wenzel strikeout here tonight for Joe Shizik. You can call Jamie Wenzel at Serpro for the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serpro, like it never happened. Back to the top of the order, 1 out here with Landon Freeman. Landon 0 for 1 here tonight. Reached, grounded to second back in the first, and then was hit by a pitch back in inning number 3. Salagowski on the move. That ball hit, and that's going to be a base hit for Freeman. And Salagowski will get to third on that one, so a single there for Freeman. And that'll bring up the shortstop here, number 9, J.J. Oswald. J.J. is 1 for 2 here this evening, singled in the third, and then he struck out back in the first. Runners at the corner, 1 away. Shizik has his team in line here with the 4-1 lead here, top half of inning number 5. Working from the stretch, the pitch, that one misses down low, and it's 1-0. Just crossing the 8:30 hour here out at Memorial Park here in Plover. The 1-0 to Oswald. Pitch on the way, and fastball going to be a throw down to second, and a nice throw, and he will be out at second. And Freeman caught stealing there, and Niskoviak with a nice throw right on the money there in the second out here, and it's 2 away now, so nice sequence there for the Black Sox. Shizik fastball, that's in there, it's a strike, and it's 1-1 now. 2-1. There it is. There's the 2. It's a heck of a 2 at that, too, I got to say. That ball hit. That is going to be playable. Opper, beg your pardon, that's going to be Shizik there. And Shizik will retire Oswald for the third and final out here. So Rapids, a couple of hits. Runner left on, no runs. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 5. Plover out front here, 4-1. Bottom 5 coming up in just one moment. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
After a couple years of this, it's time for more money, more opportunity. That's where Midstate Technical College comes in. Got a passion for helping people? Maybe you like cars. Are you into science? Are you good with computers? No matter your path, we've got cutting-edge classes with field-trained professionals and better tuition options. Stop getting by and level up today.
Hey! You're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
All right, we are back here. So Plover will hit here in their bottom half of inning number 5 here. You've got 5, 6, and 7 coming up with Darren Grafsky, Karsten Simonson, and Zach Beekler. So Darren is 0 for 2 tonight, reached on an E5 back in the first, and then he flew out to left back in the third. So Ron Board back out for inning number 5. That one misses, and it's 1-0. Grabsky lifts that one into the air down the third base foul line here, and the play will be made to retire Grabsky for the first out here. As that is Brett Simonson there to make the play in foul territory. One away, and Karsten Simonson 0 for 2 here tonight. He flew out to left field back in the third. That ball hit over to third and lines it to third here for the second out. So a couple of fairly quick outs here, and that'll bring up Zach Beekler. Zach is 0 for 1 here tonight. Grounded to first back in the second, and then he walked back in the fourth. Fastball from Board, that one will miss, and it's 1-0 now to Beekler. Board in there for a called strike, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 breaking ball, that one just misses, and it's 2-1. Count now moves to 3-1 to Beekler. And Beekler will reach on a 2-out base on ball given up here by Board. So that'll give way here to Owen Mansavage, the right fielder, 0 for 2 here tonight. Flew out to center field and then flew out to right field here tonight in both at-bats back in the second and fourth respectively. Board working from the stretch here to Mansavage. That one hit up the middle. That's going to be, and that'll be a hit for Mansavage. So Owen Mansavage with a 2-out base hit here, and that'll bring up Tegan Schmidt. Tegan is 1 for 1 here tonight, singled with a couple of runs scored here, and he walked back in the fourth. And I have him for stolen base, too, in case you are keeping stats anywhere. That's in there for a strike. It's 0-1 now to Schmidt. Rapids with some action out in their bullpen. That one's going to get fouled back, and it's going to go to 0-2 now to Schmidt. And that one is down on strike, so Schmidt retired here. So we are through 5 innings here. No runs on a hit. We'll leave a couple here. We'll move to the 6th inning of play here. Plover out front here, 4-1. 6th inning coming up. You're watching American Legion Baseball and Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hofffavor Real Estate Group.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
All right, we are back here. Want to give thanks to all of our game day sponsors here today, one of them being Fleet Farm. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, and snacks. Fleet Farm is everything you need at all the lowest prices. That's Fleet Farm. So Rapids will send up 3, 4, and 5 here. That's Brett Simonson. Simonson, that one hit pretty well out to Sager in center, but Carson will make the play. And Nick, of course, his dad here, just about 8.5 feet away from me, roughly. So Simonson retired there. That'll bring up Matthew Vollert. Matthew is 1 for 2 here tonight. Doubled back in the second. Flew out to center back in the third. That ball lifted out of play and foul. Count will go to 0-2 now to Vollert. So don't know who that is out in the Rapids bullpen. That ball hit out, and that's going to be a base hit. And a chance for extra bases here. The throw into, and that'll be a stand-up double, and the second here tonight for Matthew Vollert. So a couple of doubles for Matthew. A 2 for 3 night here thus far. The 1-out double, and that'll bring up Ethan Dillingham. Ethan 0 for 2 tonight, grounded to third back in the fourth. And then he flew out to left back in the second. So one away for that one's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 to Dillingham. With Vollert down at second. The 0-1, that one lifted, playable. And the play made there by Simonson for the second out. And that'll bring up Justin Tibbetts, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 tonight, grounded to second back in the fourth and struck out back in the second. And that ball will get hit out of play and foul. Worth a token here. Nick doing a nice job dispersing the tokens up here. Very good handoff indeed, I have to think. No fumbles yet. He's a manager of the game here, a token manager. The 0-1, that one hit out to Sager in center. He'll make the play there in the F8 to get Tibbetts for the third out here. The Rangers will get a double by Vollert. A runner left on here. We'll move to the bottom half of inning number 6. Plover out front here, 4-1. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Bottom 6 coming up in just one moment.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
Hi, this is Jill from Home Furniture and Design. Since 1970, in 4 generations, our family has been proudly offering quality furniture like Lazy Boy, Serta, and Amish to Central Wisconsin. We also offer free in-home design with our professionally trained designers to help you create a space that is uniquely yours, whether it's just a sofa or the entire home.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love home furniture.
West Grand Avenue, Wisconsin Rapids, and Post Road in Plover.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
All right, we are back. Bottom six coming up here. Top of the order, Kaysen Sager, Ben Gruba, and Adam Niskoviak. Kaysen 1 for 2 here tonight. RBI singled back in the second. Walked and scored a run back in the first, and then scored a run back in the fourth on a fielder's choice, the unassisted fielder's choice there to third, but still got the run scored. That one will miss, and it's 2-0 now to Sager. The 2-0. That one in there for a called strike at 2-1 now. Sager gives that one a ride, and that's going to be down for extra bases. So a double for Kaysen Sager to start this sixth inning off here for the Black Sox. A 2-hit night here for Kaysen, a double in fact, and that'll bring up Ben Gruba. Ben is 0 for 2 here tonight. Grounded to third back in the first, walked back in the second, and then reached on the E5 back in the fourth. So Sager in scoring position here for the Black Sox. Pitch to board, from board, that's going to be bunted, fouling. It's 0-1. I give thanks to Made a Custom. Made a Custom Apparel specializes in providing quality decorated apparel, including from corporate casual, team uniforms, and promotional items to sporting goods and awards. Find just what you need to keep you looking great. Learn more at madeacustom.com. That is madeacustom.com. So the 0-1 here to Gruba. That one will miss down low, and it's going to go now to 1-1. Eli Graff up over at first base there. Up on the grasses, Eli there. Thinking bunt situation, and bunt being shown. That is in there. 2 strikes now to Gruba. Board from the stretch. That one is going to be a base hit for Gruba, just out of the outstretched. Not much you could do there, but a base hit for Gruba. So a couple runners aboard, nobody out, and Adam Niskoviak now coming up. Adam had the RBI single back in the fourth. Adam's 1 for 3 here tonight. Still nobody out here. Bottom half of inning number 6. Plover with the 3-run lead here. And that's going to be a base hit for Niskoviak. So a 2-hit night for Adam. And bases will be loaded now for Kelton Opper. So 3 consecutive hits here. We'll get a mound visit. We'll keep it right here unless there's a change of pitchers, and if so, then we'll take a brief commercial pause. Want to give thanks to Shuta Funeral Home, Shuta Funeral Services in Stevens Point, and Plover is here to help you with all of your funeral needs with 2 convenient locations and a personal local touch. Let their experienced staff serve your family. Learn more at shootafuneral.com. That's shootafuneral.com. It looks like we will get a pitching change here And that is number 15, I believe, is what I see. Will be Landon Jones, I believe. We'll take a brief commercial pause. We'll bring it right back. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Hello, Wisconsin. Felt's Dairy Store in Stevens Point is your spot for family fun, Wisconsin style at the farm. Come have an ice cream or some of their daily made fresh cheese curds while observing the robotic barn milking the cows. Ask for a tour of the farm or let the kids see the cows up close. Various Wisconsin-made dairy and beef products, seasonal decor, and outdoor activities are just the start of the family fun that awaits you at the Felt's Dairy Store, just a half mile from Walmart in Stevens Point. Felt's Dairy Store, food, family, and fun.
All right, we are back here, bottom of the sixth here. You've got a new pitcher here in the right-hander, Landon Jones, in relief here of Ron Board. Ron goes the 5+ here for Rapids, would be responsible for all 3 runners on currently. And Kelton Hopper coming up here with nobody out. Kelton 1 for 3 tonight. RBI singled back in the first. Lift that one. That's going to get out of play, and it's foul, and it's 0-1 now to Hopper. A chance to potentially put this one out of reach. With a 3-run lead here and a chance for more. Hopper gives that one a pretty nice ride out, and that's going to be down for, that's going to be extra bases, and that'll score 1 run. 2 runs coming across, 3 runs coming across, and a 3 RBI double for Kelton Hopper. So Hopper giving that baseball a ride, hit that one on the screws. That one gets down to the warning track. So Hopper showing that versatility. We certainly know what he can do out on the hill, but the 3 RBI double there for Hopper. And that'll bring up Darren Grabsky, 0 for 3 tonight here, with Hopper at second. Plover now with the 7-1 lead. That'll be grounded over to first. For the first out here. But Hopper's going to get over to the third on that. And that'll bring up Karsten Simonson, line to third back in the 5th. Karsten 0 for 3 here tonight. Jones pitch. That one's going to be hit back to Jones. He'll look back, Hopper, and he'll throw to 1. And the 1-3 ground out to get Simonson for the second out here, and that'll bring up the third baseman and Zach Beekler. Zach is 0 for 1 here tonight. Couple of walks. So 2 away. You've got Hopper just 87 feet away or so. That one hit foul. Hopefully it does not get a vehicle. And it's 0-1 to Beekler. The 0-1. That one misses. It's 1-1. Today's game brought to you by Blinds and Designs by Kelly, Premier Auto Body, Dahl Automotive, Stevens Point Brewery, Lee Ayers Jewelers, Point Heating and Cooling, and Portesi Pizza. So Beekler swung on, missed, and it's 1-2 now to Zach. Plover 7-1 here. This bottom half of inning number 6 here tonight. That ball hit on the ground is short. Going to be, and a nice play there made to get Beekler the 6-3 ground out for the third and final out here. But Plover gets 3 runs on that, and they go out front here, extending their lead 7-1. We move to the 7th inning of play here. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group.
And the most important of those things is to have the ability to do things and treat patients in such a way that you're that you're able to do things in such a way that you're controlling the decisions that are made, and you have that ability to change things when you feel like they're not the best things for you or for your patients, and that's really important.
Selling your car to Doll Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Doll Auto. Simple.
All right, we are back here. 7th inning coming up here, and Joe Shizik back out to work the 7th here. He'll have 7, 8, and 9 coming up here for Rapids with Eli Graff, Jordan Zeligowski, and Caden Shalinski. So Kel Knopper with that 3 RBI double to really extend that that lead now. So 7-1 here. Last call for Rapids here in this top half of the 7th. Graff is 0 for 2 here tonight. That ball hit over to Simonson at second, and he will make the play there in the 4-3 to get Graff for the first out. So that'll bring up Jordan Zeligowski. Jordan is 2 for 2 here tonight with a run scored. Shizik. That one's going to get Zeligowski, so the hit by pitch here to get Zeligowski aboard here, the 1-out hit by pitch. And that'll bring up the catcher in Caden Shalinski. Caden 0 for 2 here tonight. Shizik set from the stretch. The pitch lifted, playable. Opper calling for it. He'll make the play at first. And 2 outs now here in the top of the order, coming back up with Landon Freeman. One for 2 here tonight for Landon with a walk. Fastball, that one misses to Freeman. Landon singled back in the 5th. The 1-0 here from Shizik. Runner on the move, ball lifted into the air and playable, and the play will be made, and that will be a final here, 7-1. We'll have our Nasonville Dairy postgame show coming up next. Is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds, Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield Curtis or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll hopefully get a few words here with head coach Wayne Sankey and a player of the game here in our Zaleski Sports Highlight House. Again, a final out here, 7-1. You're watching American Legion Baseball on Zaleski Sports, presented by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Back here in a moment for our Nasonville Dairy postgame show.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fure, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafetieri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Okay, all right. He's giving me the thumbs up here. So, first of all, Coach, congratulations. You guys get a 7-1 victory, very convincing victory. You get a really good performance, in my opinion, tonight from Joe Shizik here. I think you were less than 80 pitches. Talk about a game like this, because Rapids certainly a very good squad in this conference here.
Yeah, Rapids is a really good team, and Joe just did a great job of getting ahead of hitters and pounding the strike zone and being aggressive, and not a lot of 3-ball counts. I'm not sure if he walked a guy tonight, but he just did a great job on the mound for us tonight.
He absolutely did. You know, you saw Kel Knopper, who had that bases loaded 3 RBI double here that really kind of propelled you guys, set even more momentum. You had enough of it going in, but you know, you guys are back at it tomorrow, Coach. Pretty good Marshfield team coming to town here.
Yeah, you know, Kelton hit the ball well today, 4 RBIs for us, and you know, it's nice to get those runs late and secure that victory. And you know, not that you're able to sit back, but it makes you relax a little bit, and it's not so stressful there in the 7th. You know, instead of a 3-run lead. But you know, it was nice to see Joe finish the game too.
It is, especially, you know, in this season where, you know, pitching certainly at a premium here, to get a complete game here from Joe and to, you know, save some of your other guys. Coach, anything else before we turn it over to Joe here?
We just got to be good to the people.
Be good to the people. As head coach, Wayne Sake, you got to be good to the people. Joe, first of all, congratulations. You very convincing victory tonight. I think you were less than 80 pitches. I don't know the exact amount. But as Coach talked about, very efficient, mixing your pitchers. Your defense played very well for you. talk about a game like tonight. I know you guys, it's early July, still you might be getting the Gatorade bath at some point.
Yeah, it's great that we were able to get the lead early today, get ahead, just get ahead in counts, be able to throw strikes.
You did, and as Coach said, I think you maybe only had one walk. I'd have to double check, but very efficient tonight with those pitches. Joe, anything more before we presumably are going to get some ice here at some point?
Just keep grinding. We got a lot of games coming up. Just play good baseball.
And you guys have Marshfield coming in here tomorrow. Certainly a very good squad in Marshfield. Joe, I think you know the drill here probably. I'll count you down. I'll go 3, 2, 1. I'll give you the mic. I'll have you look up there and say that your name and you're in the house. So go 3, 2, 1.
I'm Joe Shizik, and I'm in the house.
You might have got a nice job, Joe. That is right-hander here, Joe Shizik, going the distance here tonight. The 7-1 victory here for the Black Sox. Very good Wisconsin Rapids team, though. Certainly they were just in action here over in the Rapids tournament this last weekend. But as Coach Sankey said, Marshfield comes into town here tomorrow. That's going to be certainly a grinder of a game. But, Joe, again, don't know the official numbers here as far as pitch count, but he was probably right around 80 pitches or less here. Did a really nice job in terms of being able to sort of mix his pitches in there, letting the defense really work. And I think Plover didn't have any errors either. So you certainly play very clean baseball, very timely hitting. You had the bases loaded double there by Kelton late in the game here, really to kind of put this one away for them. So again, a final out here, 7-1 here, Plover over Wisconsin Rapids. You've been watching American Legion Baseball here tonight on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by the Hoff Favor Real Estate Group. Again, a final out here tonight, 7-1 here, Plover. Have yourselves a very good night. Ryan Rasmussen doing a great job keeping me in line as always in production. Brandon Barroncott on the call. Have yourselves a very good rest of your Wednesday night, everyone.